races toward the mine, which Joe Hall is so gallantly defending.
He got caught in that blast.
Tell the boys we're getting out of here before the vigilante spots us.
Sounds like Hall is putting up a fight.
Maybe he needs help. Come on, Duke, let's go after him. We heard you were being attacked, Mr. Hall, so we came to help.
I'm grateful, but I was doing all right. I downed one of the raiders over there.
Back there. I thought you was out in front. Or were you chasing jackrabbits again? That's a fine way to be when we're treating somebody. Well, I guess the rider's too far away from us now. We might as well turn around and go home.
You got one of them all right. And he was masked, too.
Could you identify him?
Never saw him before in these parts. I figure these raiders come from some other section.
I'm not so sure of that. Well, at least we've shown them what can be done when we get together. We'll fight these outlaws with their own weapons.
I'm with you on that. You can call on me anytime.
Me, too. We'll ride every time trouble starts. Let's get back to town and set up an organization. Soon be sun up, and it's been a long night.
Good night.
Good night, and thanks.
What's news?
If you joined the vigilantes, you'd find out.
Something happened?
Sure did. We met the outlaws and drove them off.
Fine. Tell me about it.
Well, you see, it was
You
like
might
this.
at least wait until we've had breakfast.
Yes, Duke, yes. I know you're my friend. He's acting as though he wants to tell me something.
He is. We almost caught the mysterious rider, and we would if he hadn't started chasing rabbits.
Well, what would you have done if you caught him?
See who he is.
Well, maybe he doesn't want anyone to know that.
That might be right.
Well, let's have some breakfast. Won't you come along?
No, thank you. I've had mine.
Vigilantes. They won't get anywhere. I'll handle them one at a time if need be. But this new rider, I can't figure him.
He sprung our trap last night, or we'd have wiped that bunch out.
That's what puzzles me. He should be against vigilantes, same as we are.
Well, whoever he is, he stands for law and order.
I don't believe it.
You'll make it easy on yourself if you do.
This rider's as crooked as anybody in this territory, and I'm not excluding present company.
Well, what worries you is that you don't collect on his crookedness.
Don't begrudge a man his joke, lady.
You ought to figure how to turn the joke on the rider.
Maybe I can. I've got an idea that might work. Good morning, Miss Kent. Sandy, Granger.
Hello, Carson. How are you, Marshal? Glad to have you drop in. Sit down.
Well, thank you. We're here to offer a little cooperation.
Well, that's always welcome.
We want to help track down this mysterious rider who's causing all the trouble.
What makes you think he's causing so much trouble, Mr. Carson?
Well, he is, isn't he?
Decidedly not. Last night he saved the vigilantes from riding into a trap.
How do you know that?
I was there. I saw what happened.
But you could be mistaken, Miss Kent.
I could be, but I'm not.
What do you have in your mind, Carson?
Well, Granger, I intend to make it worthwhile for every man in the territory to go gunning for this outlaw.
What's the matter? Does your marshal need help?
This is Carson's idea. I could handle that night rider.
I'm paying $1,000 reward for this night rider, dead or alive. Now, I want you to make up some posters.
I'll be glad to. I'll need a description. Can you give me one?
Well, Blaze, you've seen him. What about it?
If I'd ever got close enough to identify him, there wouldn't be any need to offer a reward.
I can tell you what he looks like.
That's right. Jimmy almost captured him last night.
I would have if Duke had paid attention.
Well, what does he look like, son?
Well, he's tall like you and just about your size.
It's very interesting, Jimmy.
He wore dark brown clothes and a brown hat, like yours.
Well, he shouldn't be hard to identify.
Well, I'll leave the posters up to you, Blaze.
Well, Jimmy calls this character the Rider of Mystery Mesa. Shall we use it?
Might as well until we learn his real name. Deliver the posters when they're ready. Shall we go, Marshal?
I'll have them ready today.
Thank you.
Someone ought to offer a reward for Carson, dead or alive. Preferably dead.
We're ready to track down this here rider, boss.
Fine, let's see one of them. Take them to Carson. Oh, Sandy, leave some of them here, and the next time I go out riding, I'll post them, and you can tell Carson that.
I'll do that.
Blaze, you and Adams post these right away.
I'm hoping they don't scare him off.
Well, it's your job to smoke him out. Hollis made a rich strike at his mine. Lucky for him.
Well, why can't it be lucky for us, too?
Reckon I'll mosey along. See you boys later.
I didn't see the old coot.
If you'd use your eyes more and your mouth less, you'd keep out of trouble.
What about this gold strike?
Well, I was figuring Joe Hall might need some protection. Maybe against this new outlaw.
Yeah, somebody ought to take care of that gold.
You know anybody who can do it, Adams?
Reckon I do.
Let me know when it's taken care of.
Just picked up a bit of news.
Well, what is it?
Joe Hall found pay dirt at his mine.
Where'd you learn that?
At Carson's. One of his men is telling him. Everybody there seemed mighty interested.
Maybe I'll take a ride out and get the story firsthand from Joe Hall.
That's a good idea.
This job is only half done. We've got the gold, but we didn't get the rider.
He's smart. He threw us off the trail.
Maybe you can learn something from it.
Well, I'm satisfied to forget the rider and take my cut of the gold.
There's not going to be any cut. This gold is going back to Joe Hall. Marshal, you're going to give it back to him with a nice little speech. Adams, ride out and bring Hall back to the land office. Conroy, see if that newspaper man is there, too. Now move. We'll show the folks whether this rider is an outlaw or not.
No matter who he is, we've got to stop him.
Good evening, folks.
Evening,
Mr. Kent.
Hello.
How are you, Mr. Granger?
Fine, Joe. I'm glad to hear about your good luck.
I figured we had some good news for you. Now, you folks are interested in law and order. Joe Hall here, our good friend, was knocked out and robbed by this rider character this afternoon.
Are you sure about that?
I saw him with my own eyes.
Fortunately, the marshal here was on his way out to protect Hall in his new strike.
I saw the holdup. We followed the rider, but he got away. I found this bag of gold he took away from Joe Hall. Here you are, Joe.
Thanks to heat, Marshal. Now we're really getting law and order.
Does that change your mind about the rider, Miss Kent?
Well, at least I can't deny that Joe's had a stroke of good luck.
I want everybody in town Saturday night at the Paradise to celebrate.
The place is yours, Joe. That gives me an idea.
What?
We'll invite the rider to be there.
How?
Publish a challenge in your paper?
Oh, I can't guarantee you'd read it.
Well, we'll take a chance on that. You'll hear about it some way.
Just what do you expect to prove by that, Mr. Carson?
If the rider is square and honest, he'll show up and let folks know what he stands for. But until he does, my $1,000 reward for him still stands.
I'll play along with you, Carson. Maybe some good will come of it.
It won't. He'll never show up.
I hope he doesn't. Sounds like to me somebody's a trap to kill him.
But is that a bad idea?
Good night, Mr. Carson. Good night.
Good night.
Good night, Joe.
Well, Joe, I'm sure glad to hear about your good luck.
Thanks, Mr. Carson. Good night, Marshal, and thanks.
Good night, Joe.
Let's head it a challenge. Then we can lead in this way. The frontier takes pride in believing that every member of this community is a reader. So we'll assume that the rider of Mystery Mesa is on our list. There is a widespread rumor and opinion that he is an outlaw and a renegade. If he wishes to deny this, Rance Carson has generously invited him to attend the celebration at the Paradise on Saturday night, when Joe Hall will entertain the community in honor of his recent good fortune. Paragraph.
I still say the rider won't show up.
Keep the boys watching just in case.
They are. With that reward out, they're making it their business.
Oh, Susanna, won't you cry for me? I come from Alabama with the banjo on my knee. Oh, Susanna, won't you cry for me? I come from Alabama with the banjo on my knee.
Let's have another one. Have a
Lord, Molly.
You want to see me, Carson?
What's your chance to take him? Yes, I want to see you. Declare yourself and what you stand for.
I stand for everything you don't. Two of them are law and order.
Your actions don't prove it. You're an outlaw and a wanted man.
You know who the outlaws are, Carson. I'm making it my business to drive them out, and you along with them.